Three, two, one. So far, Coach, every Pac-12 team that you played has either been in the top 25 or hovering around it. And how are those games going to benefit you guys going forward?
Well, the schedule hasn't been real kind to us, particularly having playing those four schools, three of them on the road. So, but that's the nature of our league, and you look back at it, and there are a lot of opportunities, in all of our series is to, do a little bit better than we did. So, how's that going to help us? We've been in some tough situations, and hopefully they learn from it, and hopefully our team rebounds and has a nice couple weeks here with being at home. But then we go to Tucson next week, which is going to be a tough weekend as well. But we've got to survive this weekend and make sure we get back into the winning ledger.
So you guys hung with the #1 team in the nation, especially for Game 1 and Game 2. How did you feel like you guys performed, though, in those games?
Well, we played great. Oregon State played great, too. And in both games on Friday and Saturday, both teams had opportunities to win early, and particularly on that Saturday game that went 16 innings, both teams had, plenty of opportunities to put them away. And then with our opportunity in the 16th, after Dallas hit that home run, it was disappointing that we didn't hold on to that. Oregon State has some magic going right now. Number one, they're a very good, well-balanced, tremendous team, but they also do have some magic going on that happens to teams that are playing very well. I told our team the other day that we have to make our breaks, we have to make our luck, and all those things come together to win a tight baseball game like we were playing. And in this league, there's going to be a lot of those games, and we just need to keep pushing forward and make sure that we take advantage of every opportunity we can get.
Basically, playing an extra game with those extra innings, almost. How are your arms doing right now?
Yeah, we were fine because Thomas and Bowerly pitched extremely well in relief on Saturday, with each of them going 3 or 3.5 innings, and really saved our bullpen. I think we only used 6 or 7 guys this weekend, so our bullpen's fine. Our starting pitching's healthy, and guys aren't being overused. So going into this weekend, we feel pretty good. We're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is a day earlier. We'll have to watch our starters to make sure that they're okay early in the game, and make sure they take good care next week.
So just talking about Pac-12 play, you guys have had some ups and downs. How would you describe how conference play has been so far?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I look back at last year, or I compare last year's play to this year's play, and it's an interesting dynamic that the game that we play has such a fine line in a lot of our games. What makes you win and what makes you lose are the breaks that you make during the game, and a ball, one pitch can lead to a win or a loss, or one play or one at bat, and that's what it's come down to in a lot of our games this year, and or a call on the by the officials. So that happened during a ball game. So it's been really interesting. Last year we got those calls, we made those opportunities, and we won those tight games. And this year, being on the road, we haven't done that, or it's slipped away from us. And that's the difference. Our team's as competitive as it was last year. We may be even better at some areas, but it's that key hit that I've been talking about for a long time, that key defensive play, that key pitch that happens during the course of a 9-inning game that can ultimately determine whether you win or lose that game. And you know, with all of our losses this year, you know, one-run losses or extra inning losses at Washington, at Stanford, at Oregon State, you know, we can look back and say, gosh, if this play would have happened, maybe we would have won that ball game. So it's been interesting to compare and to look back and kind of dissect these games.
B season starts this week, and you have 3 straight 11:30 starts. Does anything change with that? Is there an added layer of complexity that comes with the logistics of that now?
No, and we make sure that we don't let that be a problem for us. It's maybe a little bit more difficult for the opposing team. You know, a California team coming in, you know, they start at 10:30 then instead of 11:30. But you know, once the game starts, I think everybody's ready to go, and there's no. It's still 9 innings. It's still a baseball game. You still got to execute.
So Deshaun is on a 7-game hitting streak right now. How big is that for you guys, for your team?
Well, in our batting order, with him leading off, with him getting on bases, you know, it's so important that his on-base percentage is good, whether it's hits or walks or whatever. It's good to see him swinging the bat a little bit better than he had been, but it's so important for DeSean and Dunn to be on base with Dallas coming up. You know, he's one of the better hitters, if not the best hitter in our league. So it's really important that there's base runners on ahead of him, and DeSean is certainly a very important factor in that.
So one of the guys who's worked his way into the starting lineup recently is Dominic Luccia. How's he come along this season?
Dom's done very well. He's you know, freshman, learning as we go, but he's played a very good left field, and he's got some key hits for us. We'll probably continue to platoon him and Anderson out in left, and until somebody gets hot again and gets going. But it's given him valuable experience, and he's helped us on both sides of the baseball.
You know, in regards to DeSean, it also looks like, you know, kind of early in the season, he was striking out a lot, and you know, since Pac-12 play has begun, as he's on the hitting streak, he's not striking out as much. Is there something that's changed about his approach?
Well, I hope so. You know, if he was striking out a lot early, you know, we hope his approach is better. You know, I think he started out, you know, with a little pressure on him. He wanted to do so well. He wanted to be, you know, a major force on our team. And I think, you know, after the second half of the year that he had last year, his expectations were very high. But he's an awful good player, and you know, he's gonna be a real force for us down the road here, and he is at this point. But DeSean has a chance to play a lot of years and make this a living in the future.
Thanks for your time,
Great.
Coach.
Thanks, guys.